Hey everyone, it is Natalie from Being Intentionally Creative. I have been off the grid for the last 2 weeks. I had hoped to get back into the swing of things on Monday. However, unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, I wasn't able to get back into doing things until yesterday. And then today I went, you got to get a video up on YouTube. There are people waiting to hear from you. So here I am. I was on vacation, and even though I was on vacation, my mind still keeps swimming with ideas. So I had put a bunch of ideas down on a piece of paper, and one of the things that came to me was an idea of a quote. And I wanted to share that with you on YouTube because part of what I'm doing is through my course, Being Intentionally Creative, is inspiring others to look at their creativity in a whole new way and to understand just how creative you are. That got me thinking while I was on holidays about the artwork we create and what do we think about when we're creating artwork? Do we think about anything? And I'd like to think we do. So I came up with this, and I got to make sure that you can see all of it. Creative art tells a story. What story is yours telling? I want you to give some serious thought to that because it's important. And I think if we understand that we're creating a story through our artwork, then I think it will inspire us more to maybe dabble in something we haven't thought of dabbling in before. It might inspire us to do things slightly different because of the fact we're looking at what story is behind the artwork. Now, a story can be anything, and it could be why you've used the mediums you've used. It could be you're inspired by something to create something specific, and there's a story behind it. And I want to share one with you. My mom had passed away in 2023, and one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to create a box for her ashes. So I had her ashes, and then I made a resin box to put those ashes in. I told a story with the box I made based on her. Everything on that box represented who she was and also represented myself and my siblings on that box. And that's the type of thing. There's a story behind that. When I spoke at her service, I explained how I put the box together. Why these colors were used, why these flowers were put on it. Like I built a story around it. And that's what I want you to think about when you're creating your artwork. Is there a story there? Is there something you're trying to tell people? Or I'm just creating something, and when it gets done and finished, do you see something within it that can create conversation? For me, I want to create a conversation piece. I want people to look at my artwork and start having a conversation, whether it's with me or whether it's a piece that's in somebody's home and they have company over and they see it and it starts a conversation going. And I think all artwork does that to some degree. And I'm just wondering, have you thought about that? Have you thought about, I'm making this piece and there's a story behind this? Let's say, for example, you love flowers and you're building a piece that has flowers all around it and you do some drawings around those flowers. What's the story behind it? Because I believe that there would be a story there. Yes, you can make a random piece of artwork. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying that there aren't people out there who do it. But for me, when this quote came to me, I thought there's got to be something there, that there's a story behind what you're creating. Again, it may not be until you're totally finished, but I'm wondering as you're creating, is there a story within it as to why you picked the mediums you did, why you picked the colors you did? You added X, Y, and Z and why you did that. Storytelling isn't just for people who write books. I think storytelling and ideas and the creative art process, whatever it is, as I showed you, creativity lives everywhere. What's the process? What's the idea? What's the story behind what you're doing? It may make it more interesting for you. It may bring more joy to your life because you're thinking, I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about the story I'm telling with what I'm doing. Again, you could do random and there's no meaning behind it whatsoever, and that's totally cool. I want you to start thinking about Is there a story within what you're creating that can create conversation? And when you're presenting your artwork to other people, you let them in on the story. I think that creates a bond between you and the person who potentially is buying your creative artwork. It creates conversation, lets people know who you are. Think about it. If it resonates with you, that's absolutely great. I'd love you to comment below with what you think about this concept, this idea. If you've done something specific that you've created, I'd love to hear about that too. I'm sure others would as well. Like, subscribe. That's all I've got for you today for this video. But I thought it was important to just, I'm throwing it out there. It's a thought. Do with it what you want. Get creative. Have fun with it. I am going to circle back to the 5 pillars that I have talked about in a previous video. Hope to get to that this week. Anyway, get creative. Have fun with it. Bring joy to your life, because there's all kinds of joy around the creative process, even on the days it drives you absolutely crazy because it's not going the way you want to, but it can be a lot of fun too. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to stop talking. Like, subscribe, comment below. Love to hear your thoughts on this video. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a part of my audience. We're growing, and I couldn't be more excited about that if I tried. So thank you again for being part of my YouTube channel. Have a great day. Take care, and bye for now.